Hey, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good day so far. You should. It's first thing in the morning. Anyway, what am I working on? I got a '05 Ford Escape here. Now, the customer who owns this thing, apparently this thing has been parked for years. Years. And they just put a motor in it. I guess they did it at their house. I don't know. It runs, it drives, but they got a four-wheel drive light flashing and an ABS light on. So he wanted to know about that. I guess he doesn't have any type of scan equipment or whatever. I guess he's giving this to somebody in his family because the body's actually in pretty nice shape. It's just been sitting for a very, very, very long time. It's an '05. But anyway, so I hooked up my launch scanner and I just did the VIN scan. And let me show you what I got. I haven't done anything else. I'm just at this point right now. '05 Ford Escape. So now, I don't know if this car has the ability to do the auto module scan. I'm going to find out, though. Okay. Yes. All right. So we have a problem with the 4x4 control module. Received invalid data from ABS. Okay, well that makes sense. Meaning the four-wheel drive light, see how it's flashing? The problem that the four-wheel drive is encountering is a problem with the ABS. So it might not be seeing a wheel speed sensor or something. Receiving error from external node, whatever the heck that is. Continuous memory. Front left wheel speed sensor input signal lost. So if they had the motor out of this thing, I wonder if they either broke a wheel speed sensor or whatever. Anything's possible. GEM module. Battery voltage is too low. CAN communication bus error. And PCM. What's the PCM codes? Onboard readiness test. That's a Ford only thing. Onboard diagnostic systems readiness test incomplete. What's that? What that is, for cars that have to go through inspections, that require emissions type inspections, they're going to have the you have to get plugged in and stuff like that. They actually look at monitors. Monitors are set parameters of like O2 sensors, misfire, catalytic converters, stuff like that, where the computer runs a test and says, okay, that section of the vehicle is working the way it's supposed to. We pass that monitor. Doesn't mean it might not set a code later on in time, but at that moment in time, like its general test that it needs to do, it passed. And as long as it doesn't set a code, it's always going to stay passed. Even once it sets a code, it'll stay passed, but it doesn't matter because it already set a code. It'll stay passed until you clear the codes. Once you clear the codes, it wipes out all that information, and it'll go from a passed state to a in progress state or a not complete state, something along those lines. So on Ford, it's just telling you the system's readiness test is incomplete, meaning it has not done or it has not completed all the tests that are in its system. So that's kind of weird. The four-wheel drive light went out on its own. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to clear out all the codes in this thing. Now, one thing with the launch scanner as opposed to the snap-on scanner is when you go out of that module scan, you have to back completely out and go in on a separate section of the vehicle itself, and you have to reload everything. So, where, like I said, the snap-on scanner keeps that in its system. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. It only, as you saw, it took only a second. There may be, like system scan, I wonder, like, I don't know if it'll do. Like I said, I'm still new to this thing. I'm not used to it. Well, actually, system scan, I don't really need to worry about. I should have done. So, like I said, I'm not used to it yet. So, let me kick it back. Let's do health report. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, see fault codes and that. Now, I don't know. I don't believe the Snap-on. You can actually go and clear the codes from this. Oh, okay, clear code. you want to clear all? Yes. Okay. All right. So I cleared it. All right. Now I'm curious. Let's drive down the street. See if it sets. Actually, hang on a second. Let me put my seatbelt on. Okay. So I just checked for codes, and it's not showing any codes yet. So I'm going to have to go down the street and try to induce some codes and see what happens. Just weird that the light would be flashing and it's not showing any codes, but I guess the computer's showing something or thinking something. It's just not letting the scanner know yet. And like I said, the scanner only is reading what the vehicle will allow it to read. So let's go down the road and see what it does. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go down a dead-end road because we got rush hour traffic right now. You're not going to watch me right now. So ABS is, four-wheel drive is setting the ABS code. Basically, it's receiving a code from the ABS. So it's probably that left front wheel speed sensor, but let's go into that and check. All right, so got a hell of a glare here today. You probably can't even see that. No, you can't. I don't know if you can see that. All right, instead of me showing you the screen where it's just an unbelievable glare, let me go into it and see what I got. So it's setting the same two codes, the left front wheel speed sensor and the receiving error from external node. Like I said, I have no clue what that means. None. So I'm going to get it back to the shop and we're going to put this thing up in here and see what the sensor looks like. Now here's something interesting to note. Like I said, I love the fact that with this scanner, I can pick each individual one quickly and easily and show it separately on the screen instead of showing every single parameter that's there in data. And if I wanted to, I could show each one in a graph form. Now, when it shows it in a graph form, it doesn't mean that this thing is a scope. All it means is it's taking the information that the data PIDs like this, it's taking that information and converting it to a graph. It's not a scope. It just, sometimes it's easier to view that way and see glitches and stuff like that than seeing actual numbers. So, but like I said, it's not a scope. My Snap-on is not a scope either. So anyway, let me just show you something here real quick. If you look, watch the right front, which is the bottom number, wheel speed. See how it shows even under a mile an hour? It'll show a point. Like I'm barely creeping right there, and it's showing it. I don't think my Snap-on shows anything under 5 miles an hour, if I'm not mistaken. So I may have to when I'm done with this thing. But if you notice, the left front is showing 0 miles an hour. So what I'm going to have to do is when I'm done with this, I'm going to have to put my Snap-on and I'm just going to have to compare, because now I'm really curious, because I could swear it doesn't go below 5 miles an hour. All right, so I actually finished this video, and when I was editing it together, I realized, oops, I forgot something. So I just interjected this now. I made this video after the conclusion of the video. So I wanted to show you just the Snap-on scanner, how it reads mile an hour. And oops, shut that off. So here we go. You see it's highlighted on the left front. So it's left front, left rear, right front, right rear. Now I'm going to go forward, and this one will start reading at 1 mile an hour. I'm rolling now. See, it'll actually start reading at 1. I thought it was 5. I think that's just GM then. So this thing will actually start reading at 1 mile an hour. So in a few seconds, you'll know why the left front's not reading at all. Okay. I just wanted to include that because I know I mentioned I thought the Snap-on scanner didn't activate until 5 miles an hour. So I just wanted to show you that it does activate at 1. All right. On to the rest of the video. Okay, escape is up in the air. Let's see what we got. Let's do a visual first. So here is the passenger side. Passenger side's reading okay. There's your wheel speed sensor, there's your tone ring. Notice something? There's no tone ring. It's not even there. That's why the ABS light's on. That's what's creating all the problems. We're gonna have to get an axle for it and go from there. All right, well, that was simple enough. So, all right, if you're getting something out of my videos, hit that like button. If you can, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.